In this training video, we will learn how to replace the Type 21 motor shaft seal and any necessary O-rings on SSH pumps. This procedure is essential to prevent fluid from migrating up the shaft into the motor. We use an M-group pump to demonstrate the steps and highlight the differences in procedure between the M and S-group pumps. For both pump types, there are 4 main procedures that should be performed in order: pump disassembly, seal removal, preparation, and pump assembly. Start by closing all necessary suction and discharge valves. Drain the system and flush if necessary. Drain the remaining liquid from the pump casing by removing the lower drain plug. Remove the suction and discharge flange bolts. Remove the pump from the system and set it up vertically on the motor end to allow easy access to the pump casing. Once the pump is removed and placed vertically on a surface, continue with the disassembly. Remove the 8 casing bolts. Tap the casing discharge flange to dislodge it from the assembly. Use a rubber mallet if needed. Remove the impeller bolt and the impeller O-ring if necessary. Remove the impeller washer and set the O-ring aside. A replacement O-ring is included in the seal replacement kit. Finally, remove the impeller to complete the pump disassembly. To remove the pump seal, first remove the shaft sleeve, which includes the shaft sleeve rotating assembly as one unit. Pull the rotating portion of the seal off the shaft sleeve. Remove the stainless steel housing with the stationary portion of the mechanical seal still pressed into the bore. Set the housing concave side down on a flat surface and press out the stationary seal. Use a blunt tool if needed. After removing the stationary seal, proceed with the pump preparation. Inspect, clean, and deburr all pump components before assembly. Inspect the shaft sleeve surface finish. In this video, the sleeve has ridges and will require replacement. Inspect the impeller for any major damage and burrs. Replace the impeller if necessary. Remove the O-rings and clean the surfaces of any debris. Proceed with the pump assembly, following the correct procedure for either M or S group pumps. Open and unwrap the new mechanical seal for inspection. The seal assembly consists of 4 pieces: the stationary seat, the rotating head, the stainless steel spring, and the stainless steel spring retainer. Apply water-soluble soap to lubricate the seal stationary seat O-ring. Do not use petroleum-based products to lubricate the seal. Place the seal housing on a flatwork surface, concave side facing up. Then, insert the seal into the housing bore. Use a paper towel or cardboard to avoid getting any oil from your hands on the seal face. Confirm that the seat has been pressed evenly into the bottom of the bore by viewing the piece from the bottom of the seal housing. Repress if required. Wipe the surface clean of any debris using a soft lint-free cloth and denatured alcohol. Place the seal housing, concave side up, over the motor shaft and lower it onto the motor adapter. Lubricate the shaft sleeve and inside diameter of the seal rotating head with water-soluble soap. Replace the O-ring as needed. Place the shaft sleeve, flange side down, on a flat surface. Slide the rotating head down on the sleeve with the gray silicon carbide face pointing up. Install the spring on the sleeve. Place a small amount of anti-seize on the inside shaft seal. Slide the shaft over the motor shaft, mating the seal faces, and place the seal spring retainer over the impeller hub. After placing the seal spring retainer, continue with the pump assembly. Install the appropriate O-ring into the sleeve and impeller, and the O-ring on the impeller bolt. Insert the key into the shaft keyway and slide the impeller into place. Install the appropriate casing O-ring over the seal housing. When in place, the motor shaft should be approximately 1/16 of an inch below the impeller hub. Apply a small amount of Loctite on the impeller bolt, ensuring Loctite does not contact any other surface. Hold the impeller in place while tightening the impeller bolt. Use the specified torque for the impeller bolt. Check the casing mating face and ensure it is free of debris. Place the casing over the impeller assembly. Apply a small amount of anti-seize to the 8 casing bolts, and snug them down around the casing using a cross pattern. Torque the casing bolts to the specified value. You can apply some glycerin to the O-ring for the drain plug as well. Using a socket on the impeller bolt, spin the pump in the direction of rotation to ensure there is no internal rubbing or interference. If rubbing is apparent, loosen the casing bolts and repeat the tightening sequence. If no rubbing occurs, the assembly process is complete. Let's quickly review the main differences between the M and S group assemblies when replacing the Type 21 motorshaft seal. The primary difference is that in the S group, the spring retainer is located inside the shaft sleeve, whereas in the M group pumps, the spring retainer is placed outside the shaft sleeve. In this video, you can see the spring retainer and seal installed on an S group pump. Another difference is the torque value for the impeller bolt. The shaft sleeve diameter also varies. For further information, be sure to consult the provided documentation.